Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to talk about the various ways that you can use structures outside of a physical injury. And we have an expert on with us today, two experts, Don Engels from Ringler and also Alex Loftus, who's an attorney in Chicago. Alex, you were telling me off camera, you're kind of like a Stanley Cup hockey is happening right now. You're basically an enforcer. You're going after the bad guys that are helping, well, the attorneys and what'd you say? The attorneys and the CPAs that are helping the bad guys take money from people. So tell us about quickly what you do and how you do it.
Most of our contingent fee work is cases where someone's engaged in significant fraud and they're likely the subject of law enforcement action. And then usually that actor doesn't have money anymore, isn't collectible. And most of the things that we work with Ringler on is when we bring claims against the professionals that help the bad guy.
Okay. Yeah. Don, how does that work in structured settlements?
Well, it's a great opportunity because with a lot of what Alex is doing, it's not the traditional work that we do with injury settlements that are tax free. So a lot of times the recoveries that Alex clients are getting are subject to tax. So with structures, we're able to help these people control the timing of when they get the income, even defer when they get the money and defer the possible taxes. So it's kind of an exciting application for structures that we should be doing more of.
Yeah. So Alex, do you have any case examples or cases that you're working on right now where this kind of theory plays out?
Yeah, all the time. So we've used Ringler for our own fees, and it's pretty amazing what they can do. I got turned on to this because my old boss 15 years ago did it, and he was making money from a case that he settled 40 years earlier. So that turned me on to it. And then what's really cool is, in application, what Ringler can do is they can even have individual accounts for lawyers at the firm. So I thought that if you were settling a case and you wanted to structure the fee, like the firm owned it and then you had to be locked in forever and everybody had to agree on how to use it. And it doesn't work that way. They can set it up, lawyer by lawyer, which is just awesome. So me and my partner made a significant fee, and he set it up one way, I set it up another way. And his pays out at one time, mine pays out another time. So it's an incredible vehicle that I didn't realize was so flexible.
Yeah, so for the people that are receiving these, so that's fantastic to hear about that, your fee and that option, the fact that you can do that over and over again. I'm curious, with the people that you work with, and this is for both Alex and Don, do you ever run into an issue where people that were defrauded, they want their money back, they want it now? Is there any hesitation to deferring that money over time, or do people really see a kind of a tax advantage by deferring it and then kind of choosing when they receive it instead of all at once?
Well, I have a unique practice. Generally, if you're going to lose a substantial amount of money in something bad, then you have a substantial amount of money. So my clients, when they invest $1 million in some Ponzi scheme, they planned on that money being invested, and they didn't plan on using that money. So if they have the option of getting it back and putting it into an S&P 500, then they'll jump at that because of the tax advantages. So they didn't plan on having the money and spending it anyways in most instances.
Yeah, so it can be a nice extra little benefit to the people because what we're doing is they're getting some money back. It might not be just because the money's not there. It might not be everything that they lost, but at least we can put it into a vehicle that can give them some tax advantages.
Yeah, I think the key thing is what money is to most people. Mm-hmm. And for wealthy people, money is a number on a screen. And whether that is in a deferred Ringler account and invested and on that screen versus on their bank account screen, it doesn't matter. It's a number on a screen and you get to see your money. It's not like it goes disappearing to some foreign land. You get to see it on the screen just like your other accounts. You can choose how to invest it. It's the same as anything else for all intents and purposes of invested money.
Alex, does the power or the ability for you to defer your fee change how you view your business as an attorney, or just the economics of it and how you approach cases?
Certainly. I mean, it's just very clear long-term security that, once, the last one I settled, when that starts paying out, I don't need to generate other income. I mean, that can just pay the bills every year for year after year after year. So it's just incredible security just to know that's waiting on the horizon, for one thing. The other thing is the taxation issues that If you make a few $1,000,000 one year, you'll get hit really hard. And then ideally, whenever it pays out, things are slowing down. This doesn't work as well for me because I'm young, but a lawyer that's like in their 50s and they structure a fee and have it start paying when they're 70, then they don't have any other income to worry about. And that's the income, and they're paying a lower tax rate. So no, flexibility is the name of the game.
Yeah, it's great. To be able to put a plan like that together, Alex, for you and your partner, it's very gratifying. The work that you guys do is great. Like what Matt said, the enforcer. The other thing too that I want to mention about Alex's business, and I think his firm now, they took a little different tack when they got started. Like I think a lot of attorneys that do what Alex does, it's a fee, right, Alex? The fact that you guys do the contingent, it's like an hourly fee a lot of times. You guys are doing it on a contingent basis, and I think that's worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah, it really has. And we do a lot of things that other people won't do on a contingency. The big stuff anybody would do on a contingency, we have other, single plaintiff cases. I just filed one last week. It's a trade secret case that we did on a pure contingency. And so it creates a lot of options. And then it's really easy to structure with a single plaintiff case. So like the one I just filed, my client and I could both structure it and it would be no sweat.
Yeah, and so this solution, this non-qualified, we call it in the industry, a non-qualified solution, hasn't really been around that long in the industry. Most people, like I said, know it as a physical injury workers' compensation product. But Don, is there a untapped potential here? What would you say to folks listening that might have a practice or have a case themselves that could be anything? That is taxable receipt on payment for that recovery. What are their options?
Yeah, no, great question. Because, structured settlements, they've been around for 50, 60 years, maybe 60 years or so. But it's pretty much been for injury cases, physical injury cases. And that's just because of the way the tax code is set up. So when there were cases like the ones that Alex is working on now, or even commercial litigation, we just didn't have products that could be used for those types of deals. And again, just because of the tax code, just wasn't doable. And just over the last 5-6 years, maybe a little longer, we've had some companies develop some products that can be used on these types of deals where anytime where the person or the entity getting the money, if it's advantageous for them to be able to time when they get that, usually for tax purposes. So that could be a huge advantage to those people. Because we didn't have the products, it's really not that well known. I talk to people, like a lot of people, Alex is familiar with it, because of his background, and he's a pretty smart guy, picks stuff up pretty, very quickly. A lot of people, though, that aren't familiar with it at all, when I talk to them about it, they kind of look at me like I've got, two heads. They're like, how have I not heard about this before? So yeah, I think there is a lot of opportunity in commercial litigation and other employment cases, the fraud types of deals that Alex works on. Yes. Yep.
Excellent. And Alex, I'll give you kind of the final word here. So what would you say to your fellow attorney out there that might have a case that's either considering structuring their fee or their underlying client considering their financial future?
Well, first, come join my firm.
There you go. Shameless plug. There you go.
Yeah, or call Don and he'll help you, and he'll handhold you the whole way through to set it up. The service is amazing, so they really take care of you.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Alex.